Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the most interactive wrestling show on the interweb. Welcome back to Wrestling with Omer, the Royal Rumble Fallout Edition. Last night, we saw one of the most surprising Royal Rumble matches we've ever seen. I think genuinely one of the best men's match we've ever seen, and arguably a fantastic women's match whose finish I'll talk about in just a little bit. But guys, first of all, let me know in the comments, in the chat, what you thought of the Royal Rumble. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Are you still processing it? Because honestly, there's a lot to process. Jey Uso is headed to WrestleMania to face a challenger of his choosing. The same goes for Charlotte Flair, who returned, made her grandiose foray back into WWE last night. We also saw Kevin Owens get killed like right on our TV screen, which was crazy. Drove right through a ladder. And a tag team match that everyone will forget if you haven't already. All that much more coming up right here. But obviously, this is a fan-run show. If you guys have something you want to talk about, if you guys have something you want to get off your chest, if you guys have a question, feel free, as always, to line it up in the chat. Sound off in the chat right now, though, first. Let me know what you guys thought of the Royal Rumble, and also, be sure to smash that thumbs up. Last night was crazy. It was... I spent quite a bit of time last night. Shout out to Lex, the Lex Express, debriefing on a stream about the Royal Rumble. I spent a lot of time thinking about the result. I spent a lot of time processing it. And man, oh man. Shout out to Jey Uso, baby. Shout out to Jey Uso. I'm very happy for him. Like, I'll be very, like, look, there are elements of Triple H's booking that I find insufferable at times, right? But man, oh man, seeing Jey Uso have this moment, seeing Jey Uso have this spotlight and this level of a push behind him is something that I wish could have happened a couple of years ago. It's something that I wish we could have seen when he was facing off against Roman Reigns in 2023. But I'm so damn glad we're seeing it now. Homie deserves it. Jey Uso has worked his tail off for years, and we'll talk about that again in a little bit, but I'm just so happy for Jey. Leo saying, I smashed that thumbs up before you even got here. See, that's a true fan right there. Shout out to Leo. Shout out to Leo. I need my coffee. I've been up, like, basically all night. But yeah, Jey Uso won. We got Wall Street money. I'm currently waiting to get a haircut. Yo, you and me both, brother. I mean, mine's happening next week. Mine's happening next week at this point. I already reached out to my barber. Got my time. This is the thing about being an adult, man. I want to get a haircut sometimes, but I don't got that time like I used to. We got Frank G in the chat. What's up, man? For life. Or Frank G life. For life. Anyway. Congrats to Jey. Absolutely. You know what? I mean, let's just talk about it, because I know this is the thing that the internet is absolutely losing their minds about. Jey Uso won the 2025 Royal Rumble in one of the most surprising fashions we've ever seen. It was, in my view, one of the best Royal Rumble matches that I have ever seen. And the thing about this is, right, a Royal Rumble match, what makes it great isn't necessarily the story of the winner all the time, but it's the little stories you tell in between. It's the story of CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns that they weaved in and out there. The story of Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu that they weaved in there. The story of John Cena being able to overcome the odds only to be the runner-up in his final Royal Rumble. Setting up the future, setting up and making me as a fan feel engaged with what is about to happen over the next couple of months. That, to me, is what the Royal Rumble is all about. And in that respect, the men's Royal Rumble accomplished that so much. And in many ways, the women's did as well. Although the ending of that one, I will talk about later. I will talk about later. But there's been a lot of made about Jey Uso winning. And my point about Jey Uso and my view about him has never really changed. I have always believed that Jey Uso is one of WWE's most unsung acts. They called him main event Jey Uso back in the day because, part of it was like a joke because it was like, oh man, he's main event Jey Uso. It was a meme. But then he actually had his match with Roman at Hell in a Cell in 2020, and people took notice. I took notice. Everyone was like, oh, okay. It's not just a moniker. It's not just a name. There's something real here. And it went from, okay, we're going to meme this into existence to, oh, homie's having a banger match like every single time he's out there. Like he's a legitimate singles act in a way that not many other tag team guys are or ever have been. He's broken through. When you look at the Yeet, if you look at everything, he's broken through. And it's a testament to hard work. It is a testament to the hard work that Jey has put in, year out, match in, match out, night in, night out. And he deserves every bit of the praise. And I'm so happy that he got it. But there's a lot of people online talking about this in a very negative light. A lot of fans are pissed off about it. And their reasoning, I think, for a lot of people is that their favorite didn't win. And there is always something to criticize in wrestling. Like, I could sit here and say this. I thought the best story going into the Rumble by far, was either Sami Zayn or John Cena's. No one else had like a real big story that I was excited to see, or CM Punk. Outside of that, those three, no one really had a story that would make sense for them winning the Rumble. And you could make the argument, and I would make the argument, that if you were going to put a new guy over, if you were going to have a guy who has never really been a world champion and establish them in this match, then you've already told that story and laid that plan out with Sami. It should have been Sami. But look at Jey Uso's situation. The crowd's behind him. You have a couple of months now to build this up. Can Triple H do it is a very different question. Because I've seen Triple H whiff on very easy layup booking decisions, and I've seen him succeed sometimes. He's not a consistent booker in that respect. But man, oh man, can this guy in Jey Uso go? He's already basically called out Gunther. It looks like, I mean, they're definitely going to tease like him and Cody. It would be stupid for them not to tease him and Cody over the next couple of weeks, only for him to, I think, eventually make the decision of facing Gunther or whoever ends up being the world champion. But I also am honestly a little worried because there's two things that kind of worry me as a fan. Number one, I'm not sure if WWE and Triple H particularly can book this to be as important as it probably should be. And for those of you who were watching the stream earlier or were tuning in, like, the name of the stream was Triple H is Cooked. And I believe that as a booker, he is on the downturn in a way that many people still don't realize. I think he's having probably like the worst booking stint of his entire run ever. So to me, I'm worried that they're not going to be able to make this story work. I wish and I hope and I pray that I'm wrong, but that's just kind of where we are. The other thing that does worry me is the fact that they were pushing very hard that this match is going to main event WrestleMania. And I understand this. To many different people, the idea of main event means different things. But in pro wrestling, it has always meant one thing: the match that goes on last. Does that always mean that the winner of the Royal Rumble goes on last? No. Should it mean, if you were going to advertise a main event match for WrestleMania, if you're going to advertise that, it should mean that match goes on last, because everybody and their mother knows that match is the main event. CM Punk even spoke about it. He's like, come on, everyone knows that the first match, the mid match, none of those matches are the main event. There is one main event each night at WrestleMania. Everyone knows that. Everybody has that grilled into their brains. Everyone understands that. I fear that this match is not going to main event either night. I think there's a higher likelihood that Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley main event. I think there's a higher likelihood that even a titleless CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns match main events. And obviously Cody versus Cena, which seems to be the direction I think they will end up going with that story. But as far as this thing goes, I think the hype, I think there's a lot of hyperbole. I also think there's a lot of trolls out there who are like, oh man, Jey Uso, he's not ready for the big time. I'm just like, come on, bro. He's ready. He should have been the world champion at SummerSlam 2023 if we really want to talk about it. If we really want to talk about it, the arc that his character was on and the redemption that he was going to get in that match had he won would have been one of the best endings to a story we had ever seen. They didn't do it because Roman wins lol. That's kind of where we are. But hey, we're going to see how this plays out. I'm excited about it. Congratulations to Jay. It was an awesome moment. It was an awesome Rumble. Shout out to everyone. 10 out of 10 for that. But let me know in the comments in the chat what you guys think. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I think Jey Uso wins the title at Mania. He loses it after Mania, either against CM Punk, Seth, Drew, or back to Gunther. That's, again, if Gunther is the world champion by Mania. That's not guaranteed at this point. Like, if we're being really honest, it's not guaranteed. See some of y'all talking about Collision, man. Like, look, bro. Look, y'all know I'm a Collision cowboy. But come on, bro. It was the Royal Rumble. I'm not... I'll watch Collision eventually. I did see a clip of like Harley Cameron doing like a puppet thing with Mercedes that I thought was really funny though. Shout out to Harley. I can't wait to see her match. Jey Uso needed a big victory moment because he was coming up short a lot in the past year. John Cena didn't need a third Rumble victory. Jey needed it more to really make him a main event. I fully agree. I look, there's nothing wrong with that. My thing is, and again, this comes from my fandom. This comes from my perspective. I think that if you're going to do that, right, tell the story beforehand a little bit. Tease the story beforehand a little bit. There is something to the idea of having a winner out of nowhere and building him up. But, you know, I also fear what happened to Nakamura. Nakamura had one of the best Royal Rumble like matches ever. And it was followed by one of the worst builds and matches, Royal Rumble winner matches at WrestleMania we've ever seen. So maybe it's just me being a little, maybe I'm just a little harsh. I don't know. Drew and KO should take Jey out. It'll happen, man. The alliance to take on Roman Reigns is going to happen, and I am definitely going to be on Team Alliance. Because, I mean, that's, like, my biggest problem with the Roman Reigns character. He's an asshole who was, like, in character, obviously. Like Joe Anoa'i, the person, is very different. I'm talking about Roman, the character. But he's an asshole who, like, abused his family, who, like, bullied people, who abused people mentally, physically. And then they all came back to him without him having to do any work, change his demeanor, even apologize. Like, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Roman the character, man. We got to get that man up out of there. Shout out, like, to me, Seth, Drew, and Kevin Owens are the faces, in my view. They're the good guys to me. I only said they confirmed the world title match for Revolution at Collision. Oh, is it Adam Copeland? Man. Get that belt on Cope, I guess. I don't know. Jesus, that's such a mess. That is such a mess. Well, everyone wanted to see a Wrestle Kingdom level match. I mean, bro, have the tag team match. I mean, have Takeshita versus Omega main event that show. Let's be honest. Have them main event that show. Final four: Charlotte, Io, Roxanne, and my Forbidden Door entry, Mariah May. Final two: Charlotte and Mariah. Charlotte wins after a 6 or 7 minute battle with Mariah May. Thoughts? I mean, if we're doing a Forbidden Door one, we gotta get Tony Storm up in there. We gotta get a few other people up in there. But hey, man, that would be a crazy one if they did that. I'd like it. I want KO, Drew, and Orton all screwed by Cody and Roman. Yep. Get Seth in there too. He's been screwed by Roman. I think that that should be your build. I mean, oh no. I'm not gonna plant this idea. I was about to say that should be your build to like War Games, but I'm like, ain't no way I'm waiting a damn year for that to develop. Ain't no way, Triple H. Don't get no ideas from this. Him and his long-term ass bookie. Like, look, we're a global brand, and that means we never develop stories past week to week. You know, I'm more of a guy who I like to see stories go for 7 years. Like, I'm like, oh, bro, I do. That's probably what's gonna happen. God damn it. Yeah, Triple H is cooked. I fucking hate his booking. I'm sorry. Please. Yeah, it should run the year and finish at War Games. Nah, bro, ain't nobody want to see all that. No, it's gonna be so boring until we get there. Do you know what that means? Nothing is gonna happen on TV for months. I'm going to be wasting my time watching wrestling. Because nothing is going to... Man, get up out of there. Wrestle Kingdom level match comment was about Nakamura versus AJ at WrestleMania 34, by the way. The opposite of that. I should stop posting. So, hey, man. As long as we get it, it's all that matters. But, yeah, I mean, it was never going to be a Wrestle Kingdom level match at Mania 34, but I wasn't even expecting that, and I didn't even, really necessarily need that. But what I did want and what I did need out of that was bro, I just wanted something better. Said I'm about to cancel my subscription. Like, what, your Peacock subscription, your Netflix? No, don't do that. Don't do that. Unless unless it's about Charlotte. No, I'm not gonna. I don't want to hate too much on Charlotte. Because I understand that, her shtick and her her style and everything is not for me. But man, they had a chance with Roxanne Perez. They really had a chance with Roxanne Perez. One of my favorite ideas is Mariah May entering at number 3 or 6 and doing Jey Uso and John Cena moment with Charlotte and Mania 41 match. Hey man, live that American dream. What if Jey Uso loses at WrestleMania? We're going to have to talk about it. We're going to have to talk about it if he loses. I mean, shit would be bad the next day. I would be pissed if Jey lost. And again, if there's that doesn't mean that there's a storyline reason that wouldn't make it make sense. But I ain't gonna lie, man. I would be pretty upset if that was the case. Also, that that Luka Doncic trade was crazy. The Royal Rumble finished up. I'm chilling. I'm listening to some podcast, and then immediately I just see, Luka got traded for Anthony Davis. What the fuck, bro? The ghost of David Stern would never allow this. Are you disappointed the surprises weren't not the ones people expected? No Becky, no AJ. I was surprised about Alexa Bliss, though. Yeah, it was reported the day of that Alexa Bliss was in the building and that she was probably, it was assumed that she was probably going to be in the Rumble at that point. So I think that was the day of, if you're reading the dirt sheets or whatever, yeah, that was kind of already out there. The Becky Lynch one did surprise me. The AJ Lee one didn't. I think that was a lot of just fans kind of, getting hyped. And fans should be getting hyped. Fans should be getting hyped. They should be wanting people like to return and be excited about that. And it's made some great moments because when that does happen, when that return does happen that people are kind of talking about and they kind of manifest based off of speculation, it's a great time. Look at CM Punk when he returned to WWE in 2023. Like, that was largely like fan speculation that drove that. And when it happened, it was an amazing moment. Gunther is still champ. At Mania, we'll see. But I could see them taking the belt off of Gunther and potentially putting it on someone else. But it would have to be someone who is like tied with Jay. Maybe Sammy. Maybe it's Sammy and Jay at Mania. I know that's what people don't care about, but that's what I would do. Nobody is talking about how forgetful Gunther's title reign is. I don't even know he was champion. I don't like Cody that much, but at least he's doing something. I mean, yeah. I think Gunther has had really good moments as champion. I just think it hasn't hit as much as his Intercontinental title reign. And part of it is because he was literally just the Intercontinental champion for like a year, and he just went right from that, it seemed, to the World Championship, which is like the trajectory you want, but it feels like maybe he should have been doing something in between. And because it largely feels the same, the feeling is the same. And I get that. I want Braun to drop the title, take the world title, and do something. Braun has the best spear. Amen. Let's not talk about who got the best spear, all right? If Jey Uso loses at WrestleMania, he will no longer be the main event scene anymore. He's a tag guy again. He's a mid-card guy if that's the case. And that's the ceiling. If they don't pull the trigger on Jey Uso at Mania, he is fully established as a mid-card act. And that is fine. It's more than he deserves more. It's less than he deserves, given the work that he's put in, but it is what it is. You know what I deserve? All of you guys smashing that thumbs up. 16 of you in the chat, 18 right now, and only 7 likes. We got to change that, guys. All you got to do is hit that thumbs up. It helps out the algorithm, helps the channel grow, helps my self-esteem, and drives me forward as we go through the Royal Rumble. Braun flies, comparing his spear to others. His just has more speed and impact. He is one of the fastest SOBs I've ever seen in a ring. It's crazy. Wall Street Money, Charlotte should not have won. All right, let's talk about it, man. Charlotte Flair won the 2025 Women's Royal Rumble, returning for the first time in over a year. She had basically like a reconstruction, I believe, of her knee. She tore her ACL. It was a bad injury, kept her out for over a year, and she made a return. She came back, and she won the Women's Royal Rumble. And there's a lot of controversy around this. I was looking up something on X, and I believe WrestleOps had reported this, that if you go to WWE's YouTube channel and look at like the clips of who won or whatever, it's an insane number of downvotes on Charlotte Flair's video compared to like other people's, which, you know what, hey man, like, look, Charlotte Flair, I will be honest, not my cup of tea. Actually, here it is. WWE's YouTube upload of Charlotte's win had 5.4K likes compared to 16,000 dislikes. And look, Jey Uso did not fare that well either. 12,000 likes compared to 16,000 dislikes. So I guess the same 16,000 people were disliking both videos. But look, Charlotte Flair, not my cup of tea as far as like, a wrestler or a TV character or any of that. But I fully understand. She's genuinely one of the best to ever do it. In my view, I see her like kind of like a Randy Orton for me. I was never a huge fan of what Randy Orton did in like on screen. It was always kind of like, all right, Randy Orton's gonna do, he's gonna do everything, and it's gonna look really good. And from time to time, he's gonna have an insane match, and that's gonna be really freaking cool. But as a character, it's just whatever it is. So for me, I'm like, I respect Charlotte and everything she's done and everything that she's accomplished, and I know that she's genuinely one of the best wrestlers out there, but it just never connected with me as a fan. And that's why the way she kind of won irked me, because you have Roxanne Perez, who has worked her tail off for years. This woman was the ROH world champion, the women's world champion in Ring of Honor at the age of 19. 19. That's how good she was then. And to see the path that she has taken to get where she is now, it's crazy. And the thing about Charlotte's win is, I feel like this was done simply to have a big name win, because they didn't want to do like two surprises. Because at the end of the day, like, let's be honest, Charlotte Flair does not need to win a Royal Rumble. It doesn't really matter much from a story perspective. It doesn't really matter much from a booking perspective. It doesn't really matter much from a build to WrestleMania. Because Charlotte Flair doesn't need an excuse to work her way into a main event match at WrestleMania. She can just do it. She's Charlotte Flair. Using the Royal Rumble as a plot device for that, to me, it just doesn't seem like a worthwhile strategy. But having a Roxanne Perez, having a Jordynne Grace, someone who needs that rocket ship strapped to them, much like Charlotte Flair has had that rocket ship strapped to her. One of the reasons why Charlotte is as big time as she is because she has been put over and she has had that rocket ship strapped to her so many times. But she's at the point where she doesn't need it. And she's also at a point, unlike John Cena, you could also make the argument doesn't need it. But for him, there's a story of his last run. If they were telling the story of Charlotte's last run, let's do it. I could be down for that. My point is, I think other people probably should have been in a position for that over Charlotte. Because at the end of the day, Charlotte can come out, win a match, and be like, I'm challenging for the world title because I'm Charlotte freaking Flair. I'm a 16-time women's world champion. That's what I do. Meanwhile, Roxanne, that could help catapult her entire career. And she could be the next Charlotte Flair. She could be the next Becky Lynch. She could be the next, face of this company. But they didn't do that. And I think in part it was, all right, Charlotte is established. We're already going to put Jay over later on in the night. Let's have Charlotte come back and return and win. And again, I'm not going to be one of these people who's like crashing out like, this is the worst booking decision that WWE has ever made. I'm not going to be one of those guys. But I mean, it's number one, not for me. And number two, I think from a storyline perspective, it is more of the same. I think that there's a better story to be told with Charlotte having to work her way back into the main event scene. And that adversity. And especially if she's going to be a babyface moving forward. I don't think that, her doing the whole Charlotte Flair wins lull thing is going to work. But she is probably, and again, I say probably, like, going to face Rhea Ripley. I would see that as the big match for her. More so than Tiffany Stratton. Although Tiffany versus Charlotte, like the imagery of those two face-to-face in the ring, that could be really cool. But either one of those matches, I'm kind of like, it's not like we needed her to win the Rumble to get to here. But it does feel like, had a Jordynne Grace, or who probably is going to NXT, which is why they didn't do it, but had a Roxanne or a Bayley or an Io Sky, someone who probably needed that in order to catapult her into that discussion. Because with Charlotte Flair, it's automatic, right? And also, man, the way that she won was kind of anticlimactic. I'm not gonna lie. Like the whole big boot to the outside, I was like, oh, all right, man. It really was. Charlotte Flair wins lull. And it's what it is. I'm very happy again that she's back and that she is able to do this, because at the end of the day, I'll even say this: having Charlotte Flair in your company, having Charlotte Flair on your TV show makes your TV show and your company better than not having Charlotte Flair, because it makes a direct impact on both business and the in-ring product. Like, I remember there was a match that she and Rhea had. I think it was 2021 Money in the Bank, and they absolutely killed it. They absolutely killed it. Even though the fans in the beginning were turning on them, Charlotte and Rhea just looked at each other and they got them back in one of the best displays of pro wrestling I've ever seen. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. You could have recreated that, or you could have gotten there, but I don't think she needed to win the Rumble. Maybe, and that's really my point. That's really my point. I think to me it came off as anticlimactic, came off as and again, happy for her, but it is what it is. But guys, let me know in the comments, in the chat, what you guys think. Do you think Charlotte Flair should have won the Rumble, or should it have been someone else? Also, be sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. If you're Triple H and you don't have confidence in Io Sky or Roxanne Perez or any of importance who has been there for a long time, says a lot about a booker. Yeah. I mean, it's being afraid to take risks, being afraid to go out there and put someone new over and really advance a story. I think that's part of it. Yeah. I'm one of those guys who experienced Charlotte Flair's lull for years. At this point, just coming back and winning when you haven't been there for a whole year is not a good decision. I'm not going to say it's not, because, look, they might have been going. I understand what they might have been going for in that, kind of Triple H coming back from injury, Edge coming back from injury, winning. I understand that. I just don't think it had the same mystique. Cody coming back, I just don't think it had the same mystique about it. Shout out to her for coming back, though. I genuinely am happy that she's back. I think the only reason she won is because she's Ric Flair's daughter and Triple H doesn't have confidence in other women in the division. I don't think it's because she's Ric Flair. I mean, look, was that a foot in the door? Maybe, sure, yes. But I'm not gonna ignore that. Of course it was. There's always a bit of nepotism in wrestling. But Charlotte Flair does not, at this point, right? She's proven her worth. She's great. She's fantastic. She's one of the greatest in-ring performers, men or women, of all time. But I do think that your second point is on the money. I think part of it is Triple H doesn't have confidence. And that's an issue. It's a major issue for both Triple H and WWE moving forward. Because I think he has the best women's roster of any wrestling company. And as far as talent goes, he just does not present them well. Last night, that was on full display. Because you look at the wrestlers who were booked by Triple H going into that Rumble compared to the wrestlers who weren't, who got the bigger pops? Who were people invested in? Who made the bigger moments? Who were in the matches longer? I mean, I understand part of it is Def Rebel. By the way, WWE, get Def Rebel up out of there. Get him out. Fire them. I don't care. Bro, get some AI. Get an AI tool. That'll make better music than those guys will. I don't know what's going on there. I've been hearing this, that WWE knows Def Rebel is a problem and they're working on it. Bro, they've been working on it for 2 years. Their ass, their cheeks. Get them out of there. Def Rebel is not good. They're not good at their jobs. I mean, I don't know what he is, the manager or the VP of Def Rebel, man. He's who I don't care about, bro. That man is... Not going to get too much into that, but there's video circulating of him on Twitter that I was like, get that man up out of there. Cancel Christmas on him, to quote Kenny Baum. But yeah, no. AI song generator made a great heavy metal song. Yeah, man, they can make better songs than whatever the fuck Def Rebel is making right now. Part of the reason why the Royal Rumble was so low heat, in the entries are shitter than they ever have been, is because the fans don't know the music, because it's the most generic music you could ever have. It's generic as hell. Nobody cares. Nobody wants. Nobody knows. Like, these aren't iconic themes. And if I'm AEW, I think they recently locked down Mikey Ruckus for a couple of years. Bro, go up to that man and be like, nah, we're locking you down for a lifetime. Here's like $80 million. Nah, you're set for life. Tony Khan's like, yeah, I'm paying this out of my own pocket, bro. You are not, because they are desperate. They are gonna offer you a bag, and I'm gonna preempt that forever. It's crazy. It's crazy. They need to figure out that music scene. It's really, really horrendous. For as good as their production is, they have the best production of any wrestling company in the world. For as good as their production is, it is insane how third rate, I will say third rate, the music in WWE is as a whole. It's so bad. It is insanely bad. And it's an indictment on the rest of the production because it stands out as just so shit. It's shit. Like, it's dog poop. Sucks how WWE didn't try to fight to keep CFOs. Sucks how CFOs can never exist again. Yeah. Finn Balor came out and I didn't know it was. Yo, man, he's doing that Finn Triple X thing. Hire Mike or Mick Gordon so he can make Doom music for everyone. When you say Doom, I'm thinking like, we bring the boom, not the doom. Could you imagine hiring like AJ and Big Justice to do your WWE themes? Bailey gets 5 big booms. Boom, 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 boom. That'd be crazy, bro. Mikey Ruckus is king, bro. He's this generation's Jim Johnston. He is this generation's Jim Johnston. Jim Johnston is old, likely done with wrestling. I feel like, man, if you called him back, it'd be like, hey, man, I could write a couple of songs if you really want. like, this is not good. I feel like even Jim Johnston's like, bro, y'all are not cooking right now. Royal Rumble last night was amazing. I thought so, too. Man, I said my piece. I think the show overall was a 7 out of 10 for me. The men's Rumble was fantastic. The women's Rumble was really good until the end. I thought the end was really bad. Or bad. Tag team match was nothing. Cody versus Kevin Owens. I thought that they built this match up to be something that it didn't end up being. And part of it was like, okay, Sami didn't help Kevin Owens. That's the path they took. I guess Kevin was too injured to interfere in Sami's match, and he just lost anyway. Because I feel like maybe they were building up to Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. But guess that wasn't the case. Guess that wasn't the case at all. So that was a little confusing. Also, it took Cody like a year to get that brief or the title belts. Yeah. Leo in the chat, ranking top music in wrestling. Number 1, New Japan. Number 2, AEW. Number 3, WWE with certain people. I mean, number 1, yeah, I could put. I'd probably put AEW number 1, New Japan number 2, TNA number 3, GCW. Actually, GCW is number 1 because they just don't give a fuck. They will use licensed themes that they'd have no right using and just use them. So GCW number 1 for them. But yeah, WWE is like far and behind. Like literally, even like the most indie of indie companies when it comes to music. It's pretty bad. Braun Breakers, look, that's one theme. That's one theme. You ain't wrong, Mike. That's one theme. Tag team match is bad. Cody versus Owens was good. Women's Royal Rumble was good, except for the BS and number 30 entry. No, don't shout out. Yo, shout out to Nikki Bella. I've been seeing this. Nikki Bella's been getting a lot of shit online about this. She did. Look, AJ Lee was never gonna come back, guys. Not tonight or not last night. It was not gonna happen last night. It was not in the cards. I think a lot of people, and I'm not saying you, baptized by fire. This is not a projection on you, but I've seen a lot of people who are like, Nikki Bella stole this spot from AJ Lee. No, she didn't. AJ Lee wasn't in the match. If she's in the match, she would have been there. If she was going to be there, she would have been there. Nikki Bella did not politic her way in. All right. And like my thing with Nikki Bella is, man, after what she's been through the past year, shout out to her. She deserves it. She deserves that moment. She deserves a return. She deserves that pop. I was genuinely happy to see her, and I was happy to see her go. Like, I was happy to see her work in the ring. Shout out to her. Because, again, she's been through quite a bit. And, as a fan, I feel for that. So, I was happy to see that. And she got a monster pop. It worked. You can look, but you can't. It would have been funny, though, if Brie came out, and she came out to her, Brie man! That is a theme that is so bad, it's great. like it's like genuinely so god awful that it's one of the most fantastic things I've ever heard, even though it makes my ears bleed. But I don't think Brie. I don't know if Brie Bella would be. I mean, she could come back in WWE, but as long as I don't know. I mean, depends on what Brian's up to, I guess. I mean, Brian's in AEW, even though he's like not technically a contracted wrestler. He's in AEW, and I think he's in AEW for life at this point. She could have been any other entrant. I would have been awesome, but not number 30 IMO. She should have given that to Jordynne Grace. I mean, yeah, I understand that, but I also love Jordynne Grace coming out like in the middle of it and having like a longer run. I like that, but I hated Brie Mode, but it's still better than Def Rebel. Hey man, at least Brie Mode at this point is like an iconic piece of shit. It's like an iconic shit theme song. It's like, let it be, I need like imagine Def Rebel remixing Brie Mode. That'd be crazy. Guys, by the way, be sure to leave a thumbs up. Smash that thumbs up button. Really matters a lot. Do you think KO and Sammy will be world champions? KO's already been world champion. At this point, I don't think Sammy's going to win. I say that as a Sami Zayn fan. I just don't see that in the cards in WWE. And yeah, it is what it is. I like do I want that to be the case? No, but I mean, what are you gonna do? Sami Zayn's just I don't think they see him as that guy. And that's what are you gonna do? Like I want to complain, I want to be mad about it, I want to, but it's one of those things where I'm like, all right, Triple H just does not see him as a world champion, and not everyone needs to be a world champion, but it's what it is. Penta had a historic Royal Rumble match. He was eliminated twice. Yeah, he did get eliminated. Yep. I mean, that was not good. That was not good. WWE, work on that, man. My boy had both feet down. There is one thing I do want to oh man, duh. I'm gonna get cooked if I talk about this, but you know what? I don't care, bro. Let me get cooked. I'm gonna talk about the Drew McIntyre situation because I know y'all are here for a little bit of the drama too. So we'll talk about the Drew McIntyre situation in just a second. Do you guys want to talk about like some ticket sales stuff real quick? I mean, that could be fun. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know if that's y'all's definition of fun. We can talk about some ticket sales numbers real quick, and then we'll talk about the Drew McIntyre crash out. Sound good? You know what? I'm just gonna do it. It's my show. I remember that. It's Real Take Wrestling. Get cooked. You know what, man? If we getting cooked up in here, let's do it, baby. Kenny Bomb has been a really bad influence on my YouTube career. Nah, shout out to Kenny. All right. Oof, that was bad. All right, let's get into it, man. Let's talk about some ticket sale numbers. AEW, first of all, Revolution, March 9th, Crypto.com Arena. They got about 6,300 as an advance and 1 month out. Honestly, compared to some of the numbers they've been doing, that's a really good advance for them. They'll probably hit 10,000 by Showtime, which again, that's the goal, to hit 10,000 for them, and that's a good number. Can't say the same. I mean, All in Texas, they hit about 11,300. They really need to ramp up the promotion on this show. They could hit 20,000, and that's a good number in that arena or in that stadium. But they really need to ramp that up. What else we got here? I mean, we could talk. Can we talk about the Drew McIntyre? Hold up. Do we have the Royal Rumble one? Let me see. Let me see. I'm trying to. Do we have the Royal Rumble final number from WrestleTix? I mean, I could just go on WrestleTix's thing, couldn't I? AEW pay-per-views will never miss. It's gonna be a fun one probably. Like especially that LA crowd. Like look, that LA crowd for AEW pay-per-views usually go crazy. I'll be shocked if Bryan isn't exactly secretly signed by AEW management. Yeah, I mean he I think he's there. He's there. Let's see. Okay. So it's funny because WWE were touting more than 70,000 in the at the Royal Rumble for attendance. The ticker like that Triple H had was like at the press conference said like 65,000. The WrestleTix estimate had it at about like what is this 68,000, which by the way, psychotic number. I want to be clear. That is an insane number. They sold 20,000 more tickets than they did last year for this show. And that's like stadium show to stadium show. Insane, fantastic business for WWE. And honestly, I think this Royal Rumble may. I think this is going to sell more tickets than Mania individually each night. Like obviously, Mania is going to have like 60,000 people each night or something, but the capacity for Allegiant Stadium, if I'm not mistaken, is somewhere around like 68,000 max. That's if they open up everything, every little nook and cranny. I think Royal Rumble's gonna beat that, man. I think Royal Rumble cleared that. I think they that, and that's an insane thing. Royal Rumble beating out Mania, so that's an insane thing. I had a feeling that after Jay winning, one of the GMs was going to walk out, Paul Heyman, starting a new match where CM Punk Jay would win the number one contendership. Yeah. I think the max capacity is 55,000. I think it's like 60. I think right now it's probably listed at 55, but I think if they really open it up, it'll be like 60. But all right, I know what y'all are here for. Y'all ain't here to talk about tickets. Let's be honest, man. Let's be honest. Y'all ain't here to talk about tickets. Y'all are here to see the crash out. Let's talk about the crash out. While I pull it up, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. All right, man. Let's get into it because I know y'all really want to talk about it. All right, so this is an aggregation from WrestleTix. Actually, let me pull up the PW Insider one first because I know people will not like the Dave Meltzer one. So it looks like Drew McIntyre isn't exactly happy with some of the stuff that went down at the Royal Rumble. There was a bit of controversy, a bit of tension backstage, to say the least. We had this report from PW Insider, aggregated by Wrestle Purists, saying something went wrong with Drew's elimination from the men's Royal Rumble. When McIntyre returned to the back, he was screaming and cursing, and someone had to and said that someone had to get their moves in at the expense of a number of stories in the match. McIntyre pretty loudly stormed out of the building and was gone well before the match ended. Someone had to get their moves in. Okay. We also have this from Dave Meltzer, which I know many of you will crash out at the mere mention of his name, but let's just read it and see what happens. Even before the Drew McIntyre storming out story came out, I had heard it and somebody goes, don't worry, it's a work. And then that same person came back later and just goes, oh God, I just figured he was doing it because it was in front of everybody, and said that there's a guy that a lot of people were pissed at in the match with the idea that he was trying to get himself over and not the match over, and he was doing things. It's multiple people telling me the Drew thing. He wasn't very happy. It's not an angle. If they end up doing an angle with that person later, which there's no hint of anything, but the reason I heard it was because I heard Drew was not the only person unhappy with the situation. Okay. We don't know who the person is. I want to be clear. We don't know who the person is. And I see Baptized by Fire says, didn't he do the same thing when Punk came back? Yes, he did. Okay. Let's take a step back. Obviously, we weren't there. This is reporting from PW Insider and Wrestling Observer, both of whom, have like good credibility in my view. PW Insider, I think, right up there with Fightful as far as like the best and most credible. The thing is, Drew McIntyre is someone who's like spoken about this too. He's very passionate about what he does. And if he likes something, he will let you know. If he doesn't like something, he will also let you know. I definitely could see him being frustrated. I don't know which spot he's talking about in the match. I don't know what exactly may have went wrong. Only Drew knows that. But him being mad at someone trying to get their shtick in and multiple other people reportedly being mad, I think that where there's smoke in wrestling, there's usually fire. Now, I want to say this too. There is obviously a difference between, an initial situation of someone being very upset, which happened with Drew when the Punk situation happened. Like, he was not happy about Punk coming in and essentially like stealing a moment away from the people in that match. But he worked through it. And I could see this. I could see them working through this. I could see a situation where McIntyre and everyone else who may be upset about this situation comes back and says, you know what? I ain't happy about it. Let's make a good program. And WWE has like that ability to be like, all right, guys, like, let's do this. And I mean, a lot of people will say, like, oh man, why didn't AEW do that? Like, there's a clear difference between way WWE is perceived and the way AEW is perceived. And that's not even anything that's really, I think, in AEW's control. I think a lot of it is just WWE's been around for 50, 60 plus years, and they're an established brand. They're the dominant brand, and no one wants to piss off the dominant brand, and they show a little bit more respect for it. The Drew McIntyre elimination, as Baptized by Fire notes in the chat, is a little weird. They looked a little weird on TV. So maybe that played a role in this. But I do find it interesting that, this has come out, that multiple people are reporting this. I see a situation where this ends up becoming a work. Doesn't mean it is a work, but I see a situation where it ends up becoming a work. And look, Drew's there. Drew, like, it's not like Drew's gonna leave WWE over this. He is there. He signed a new contract, a multi-year contract last year. He's there for the long run, and it seems to be the case that Drew isn't going to, he's not gonna quit WWE over this. It seems, unless there's something deeper that we don't know. But it's interesting, man. I mean, he's spoken very openly about, like, he has like a real life. He's had real life disagreements with Punk. He's had real life disagreements with quite a few people in WWE. And at the end of the day, even though those disagreements happen, I think he's still always going to do business. Like, that's the thing about Drew. He's a professional. He's not going to go and fight people backstage. He's not going to go and call people out on the mic or whatever. He's always going to handle those things professionally. And that's the way he's always been. And, will he take shots when he's trying to work a feud? Of course. We saw him do that with CM Punk, and it led to the best story that WWE told in all of 2024. So, to me, I love it. I love Drew McIntyre's ability to turn that, that raw, visceral anger into something real, into something that's entertaining, into something that the masses enjoy. Because a lot of the best storytelling that happens in pro wrestling is really cool. Let's see. Drew McIntyre being eliminated from the Royal Rumble by Damian Priest as they seemingly bump into LA Knight and Logan Paul on the way. Oof. That may have been it, man. That may have been. Maybe it was Logan Paul. Maybe it was Logan Paul. I mean, a lot of people don't like Logan Paul. I can tell you that. There's a lot of people who don't like Logan Paul. So maybe that's it. Allegedly. Drew needs a plan. Having him chase for the IC championship or something. The whole I'm crazy thing isn't going anywhere. Look, man, start the alliance to end Roman Reigns. Have that main event mafia going. with him, Kevin Owens, and Seth Rollins, and have them just cook those hateful promos. Damn, people fight backstage and call out on stage. I wonder who Homer is talking about. I mean, come on, man. Look, I'm just saying. I'm not saying it. I love CM Punk. Bro. God, man. Like I want Joe to stop this. There is a narrative about me that I don't like CM Punk. CM Punk is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I flew out to Chicago on my own dime, on a whim, that CM Punk was going to be there at Survivor Series. He wasn't advertised for that. We didn't know that was going to happen. It was speculated, but no one knew it was going to happen, and it didn't happen. It didn't come together until the day of. Bro, CM Punk's one of my favorite wrestlers ever. Shout out to that man. But he loves the crowd shout. Let's be honest, he loves the crowd shout. But, I mean, look, we don't know who it was, but it does seem like Drew McIntyre seems to be upset. I don't think this is going to go anywhere, but who knows, man? It's pro wrestling. Weirder things have happened. Let me know what you guys think, though, in the chat, in the comments. Be sure to leave that thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Logan Paul is great in the ring. He's a con man out of the ring, bro. Selling that crypto. What was it? Was it a crypto coin or something? And yeah, the crypto scam, yeah. Him and everyone else. I mean, bro, the president of the United States, like, launched the crypto scam, bro. I've seen it all. I'm not even 30 years old yet, and I've seen it all. I've really seen it all. Oh, man. I can't stand Logan Paul. He does nothing. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Nothing is alleged about Logan. Every scam he did is confirmed. He sued CoffeeZilla, which is still ongoing, by the way. Logan Paul, he just be suing. Someone like roasted Prime, and he got pissed about it. And he just sued them, which wasn't me, bro. Hey, look, man, I tried. Look, I gave my honest opinion about Prime. A little too much. It was way too much sugar. I'm upset. Way too much sugar. Way too much caffeine for me. Way too much caffeine. Children. I wouldn't give that shit to my child. If I had a child, no. My child would never drink Prime. I would never have my child drink that shit. Dink doink. Crypto Zoo, yo. This is a goofy country, man. We are not serious people here. We are not, like, serious at all. Oh my goodness. Drew McIntyre needs to show up, take out Joe Hendry and TNA. Yeah, I think that could be that could cook. That could be a good little thing. I'd be down for that. Dub Omer. I mean, hey, man, do what I do, baby. I love how Wall Street Money saying dub. Oh, bro, get your child away from any Logan Paul KSI products. Yeah, I mean, look, bro, look, man, I don't got kids yet. But but my kids are not going to be eating that. I promise you that. They're going to be eating, inshallah, a lot better than that, inshallah. We've seen the last 4 years, unsure there's, I mean, yeah. I mean, bro, Logan Paul has said a lot of transphobic stuff. And he's been, like, so, like, bad at being transphobic that he was transphobic to the wrong people. Like, I'm just like, bro, like, you're not only hateful, but you're stupid, right? Like, you're fucking stupid. Anyway, whatever. We're here to talk about wrestling, not Logan Paul's dumbass. But I will say this: John Cena did not. Let's take a listen to what John Cena had to say about the Royal Rumble at the press conference last night, because he did make an announcement about Elimination Chamber, a show I will be at actually. So let's just take a quick listen to what Mr. John Cena, as Santino Marella would say.
Everybody, thanks for showing up. In these things, usually I field all questions and go way too long. I would like to do something different tonight. I'd like to play a little game. It's called Who Can Get the Headline Out Fast Enough? So I'll be fielding no questions and trying to do my best to make a statement moving forward. In the 23 years I've been in this business, I know there are different perspectives about my path. But my truth is I've never used my opportunities for a spot that I haven't earned. Tonight was special for many reasons, but it has begun to sink in that it was my last Royal Rumble. And that Las Vegas, in looking at the sign when it was down to 2, and I had a moment to let the energy sink in, I realized that Las Vegas is my last WrestleMania. The last time I main evented a WrestleMania was 2013. That's a long time ago. The reason that hasn't been at the forefront in my mind, I've been a gimmick, I've been the first match, I've been in the middle, I've shared beers with the fans. Because my truth, my perspective is I've always done what's best for business. Tonight, standing in that ring, I wanted this experience to be a tour of goodwill. I've openly admitted I don't know how much I have left in the tank, and I just wanted to do something that would be nice for all of us to get together and have a good time. Unfortunately tonight, it dawned on me that that's not best for business. What is best for business is I main event WrestleMania.
Tell him, John.
And what is best for business is, for the first time, I confidently say that I'm going to win a 17th championship.
Tell him, John.
So I'm announcing tonight that I will compete in the Elimination Chamber.
Tell him, John.
And I'm saying that because after 23 years of loyal service to this company, I feel that opportunity is earned. And yes, I'm flying back to Hungary to film a movie, so what I'm going to do is give my 5 other opponents 1 month to slander my name and bolster their self-confidence the best that I can. I told Toronto when I announced my retirement that I was grateful for the city and I would be back, and I would be back to kick ass. It is time to walk that talk and be who I say I am. I am going to the Elimination Chamber to win, and I'm going to main event my final appearance in WrestleMania and win a 17th championship, because that's what's best for business. And I say that because it is not best for my ego. It is not best for my business. I have built my existence here off of hard work, loyalty to this company, and respect for all of its branches. I will win 17 not for me. I will win 17 to someday shake the hand of the person who wins 18. Thank you very much.
Yo. Nah, bro. Yo, nah. He's so good. See, you see, bro, like, that's the thing, man. He just puts so many people to shame when this man opens his mouth and cuts a promo. He's so good. That was genuinely one of the best promos WWE's had, like, in a very long time. That right there is what it's all about. Like, he said, he spoke from the heart. He said it real, and he said what we were all thinking, man. It's like, I'm not gonna do it for me. I'm gonna do it because that's what's best for everybody. Cook. John Cena, 17-time world champion. I'm going to be there live in Toronto. It's going to be great. It's going to be crazy, man. Like, that promo, too, it's like the way he delivered it, the cadence he delivered it, man. You can also see, like, they're teasing the heel turn. I think it'll happen. It has to happen. It's the last chance we'll ever get to see a John Cena heel turn. Just do it. Just do it. Do it in Toronto when I'm there, bro. I want to be there in the building for some crazy stuff. Let's do it, baby. Oh, man. That was so great. John Cena teaching Roman how to cut a promo. I mean, bro, Roman's just at the level where he doesn't need to really cut a promo, for real. Roman can just go out there and do him. Like, Roman can just go out there and do him, and he's good. He's chilling. He's big chilling. Man, guys, be sure to hit that like button. Keep those chats coming. I'm having fun today. I'm energized. This coffee's really helping. What do you guys want to talk about? Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Oh, man. Oh, there was a video of Jimmy Uso and Jacob Fatu greeting Jay when he came back. Let's see.
My brother, so proud of Jay, so proud of the family.
I love how Jacob's in the background just cutting a promo. He's just cutting a promo. He's like, I'm proud of Jay. I'm proud of this family. Don't get it twisted.
Oh,
he gave it.
2025. Give me that. Royal Rumble. Give me that. Winner. The voice. Well deserved, bro. Deserved it. It is you. Thank you, bro. It is you. Man, congratulations. It is you. Congratulations, dog. Give me that, man. Say, put that on, boy. Yeah, you take that, man. No. Bro, go ahead and throw it on one time for him, boys. This 1-on-1 right here. Here, great. Yo. How you feel? How you feel out there? Shit. Yeah? Yeah. Come on, dude. Yeah. Congratulations, brother. Thank you, man. Yeah! Got it out. Boys! You see it? You see it? Floss that, man. That's that hard work. That's that hard work. Let's go, man. Our turn.
Man, I love
It's
Jay.
our turn. Love you, bro. Proud of you, bro. Well, you too, bro.
Let's go, man. See, that's what it's about. It's about family, man. See, how can you be mad at Jay winning? How can you sit there and be mad at Jay winning? Like, that's cool as fuck, bro. That is cool as fuck. Shout out to Jay Uso. That is so cool, man. This must give Street Profits hope that there's more to just tagging. I mean, bro, I don't know. I don't know if I would have hope if I was that. Not a singles act because, bro, I don't think Triple H is ever gonna book that Montez Ford singles act. I don't think he's ever gonna like break up the Street Profits. I think he's just chilling. By the way, bro, I show speed. This man, bro, this man is what a worker. What a worker this man is. Bro took one spear and homie got cooked. Like, he's on crutches. Look at no, bro. No, hold up. No. We gotta zoom in. Zoom in on my boy. He got a Band-Aid, bro. Oh man, they not letting me zoom in like that. Hold up. No. I'll zoom in regardless, bro. They gave this man a whole little Band-Aid. Bro. Ooh, yo, this is funny. This is a very... Whoever did this, if you're on WWE's social media team, you're funny. They just gave him a random-ass Band-Aid, a little-ass Band-Aid for no reason. WWE is funny. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I mean, they're a horrible company when it comes to, like, morals, you know? But, like, their social media team is hilarious. We got Lex Express in the chat. What's up, Lex, bro? How you doing, man? We stayed up late. I stayed up late on Lex's channel last night until like 3 a.m. talking about wrestling. Guys, go check that out. Lex is one of the best up-and-coming content creators out there. Up-and-coming. He's cooking way better than I am. But nah, he's good. If you guys want all the 2K news, him, Just Brian, Kenny Baum, Kero, whenever he posts, shout out to Kero. They're the ones to go to. So shout out to Lex, man. Good to see you, bro. Yeah, the Band-Aid is really rough. He got a huge skim. Oh, wait, that's a real thing. That's a real thing. I thought they just put it on there because they were like, nah, let's add some pizzazz. Like, slap a Band-Aid on there. Oh, man. Best part about Alexa coming back was Meltzer being wrong. I mean, bro. PW Insider were the ones who initially reported that there was a rift, and there likely was a rift. But they also were the same ones who reported that she was in the building that day. Bliss return was highlight of the night. The rest was a big F. I love Bliss returning, but I hate the song she returned. I'm not a big fan of the remix. I like the other one that you stand up, shut up, fight me. I love that. I love that song. Shout out to Alexa Bliss's good themes. Also, I will say, man, like this shirt or the she was wearing, fiend / friend forever, man. Shout out to Alexa Bliss for the Bray Wyatt shout out. Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. Man, what a night, man. What a night. Man, I'm happy, bro. See, that's the thing. I'm happy. Again, do I trust Triple H to book this correctly? No. But, I mean, again, in the vacuum, I'm happy to see this. But, yo, that John Cena promo has got me amped. I can't wait. I cannot wait for Cena's last match. It's going to be good. It's going to be really good. Oh, man. Guys, I think we're wrapping up. Trying to see what else is out there for us to talk about. If you guys got something you want to talk about. Is a real Band-Aid legit? Yeah. So I think I'll give it like 5 more minutes, and then we'll probably hop on out of there unless something insane happens or something big breaks while I'm on stream. But yeah, man. I mean, overall thoughts on the Rumble. I thought it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 7 out of 10, which I know people are gonna be like, oh, only a 7 out of 10. Man, that's a good score. 7 out of 10 is a good score. Not everything is gonna be a 10 out of 10 pay-per-view. Like, I talked about my problems with the Charlotte Flair ending. I spoke about how I think the tag team division in WWE is in, like, you know, booking hell. I spoke about my displeasure at the Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens kind of story and what they built up and what we got. The match was great, but is what it was. But I really enjoyed the pay-per-view. And also, man, bro, Luka Doncic, the fact that he didn't know he was gonna get traded is insane. They just got my boy up out of there, to quote Kenny Baum. I need to stop quoting Kenny Baum. I need to stop quoting Kenny Baum. Shout out to Kenny. So get that man up out of there. Because he just be trying to get everybody up out of there. Oh, man. Guys, be sure to smash that thumbs up. It really helps out more than you'll ever know. Is there anything else? Did Triple H get asked the question about the lawsuit? I doubt he did. But did anyone get asked a question about Vince? Yeah, I don't think anyone got asked a question about Vince. Which would make sense. Luka, Davis, and even supposedly LeBron didn't know. Ain't no way LeBron did. If LeBron didn't know that he was getting traded, this is like a massive coup. And like that man is probably gonna get traded too. There's no way LeBron didn't know. I think he just I'm gonna say it, but I think he's just saying that. I think that's PR, bro. As someone who works in PR, I could very well see a situation where like LeBron's like, I want to be hands off this because AD's my boy. But I'm not going to say no to playing with Luka. Come on. We're supposed to believe that? Come on now. The only way I believe it is if LeBron ends up being a Knick, a New York Knick by like whatever, Monday. Which I'm telling you, man, yeah, the rumors are spicing up. Jalen Brunson and Luka Doncic reuniting in LA would be crazy. That would be crazy. That would be the most insane NBA timeline ever. David Stern is rising from his grave so he can turn. Like so he could like literally spin. Crazy. R.I.P. David Stern. Maybe the Warriors trade for LeBron. Who the Warriors gonna trade? Steph? No. Who they gonna get for LeBron? Who? Man, oh man. All right, guys. This has been fun. Y'all know I appreciate every single one of you. Be sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Be sure to tune in every single day for all the latest updates, video clips, and whatnot. Tuesdays, me and Trevor are going to be live Tuesday night. Talk about wrestling, OT Graps. You also got every Sunday at 11 a.m. me right over here talking about stuff. I'm probably not going to be, I probably won't be live on Super Bowl Sunday, but I'll probably do a makeup stream on Thursday night. Yeah, I think Thursday night I'll end up doing a makeup stream for that. So we'll be there. I'm gonna be traveling this weekend, so gonna be trying to get those videos in. Appreciate all of you guys. Be sure to leave a thumbs up. Share this with your friends. Let them know the greatest professional wrestling podcast of all time is right here. And it's not the Pro Hulk Hogan podcast. Anyway, all right. Before I get in more trouble, be sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I already said that. Whatever, guys. Have an amazing Sunday. Enjoy your weekend. And as always, keep it real.